Hi. In this video I'm making, I'm going to show an example of my breeding process in ARC, and I'm going to try to keep it as simple as I can, and I'm going to try not to leave out anything that's important if I can help it. So to start off, these two right here are, quote unquote, the wild tame. So these are the ones you would find out in the wild. You would knock them out and tame them. I got a few mods on here to help out with the breeding process. I have the Crazy Potions mod to help with resetting their breeding timers, changing the gender of said dino, so if I get the stat I want, but it's the wrong gender, I can just swap it. And then, of course, the grow up potion, so I don't have to wait through all the baby stuff. Which, if you're playing vanilla, you'll probably have to wait through all that, but this is more for if you're on a server and it's modded and you have things like that. This is just mainly just to help me out with the video for now. I also have the Soul Trap mod to help with getting the babies, and it keeps them trapped. You can do that with the settings. With the newborn auto trap, you would just want to come over here and hit enable in that little checkbox and then hit accept. And then you would want to put your soul traps inside. And just for video, oh, I did some. Alright, just for video sake, I'm going to click visible on here. So you can see the range that that has, kinda. Sorry for the terrible quality. I'm on my laptop and that's all I've got at the moment. But you can kind of see that bubble, the little dome. That dome represents the area in which it will pick up a baby that just hatched. Alright, so now I can go back in. So now that you've seen that, I can actually turn that off now. So you don't have to deal with the bubble. So I don't have to deal with the bubble. Alright, so to begin the breeding process, we get 2 Rexes here. I'm going to use my awesome spyglass to look at it so that you may see the stats. You can see stamina's 27, oxygen 43, food 24. You get the drift. You see what they are. The numbers on the left resemble your wild stats. So the one I'm going to focus on today, just for this example video, is the melee, which is 37 right now. And you might notice that this says clone. It's because I cloned the male and made it female, just to keep things simple, so we can easily see what stats have changed and which ones haven't. So, my opinion is better to have them have the same stats anyway. That way I don't know exactly how the system works, but to me it just seems easier. So, I've already had it lay 1 egg in here, because these 2 will be used to get your first set. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and I'm going to grab one of these love potions, and I'm just going to feed it to this so it will be instantly ready to mate. I chose these mods to test with because the server I actually play on, we use some of these mods, so that should help. So it's ready to mate. Okay, I guess I did undo him. Alright, enable mating. I've got the settings turned up a bit to kind of help with getting this video across. Sorry if you hear sirens. Yeah, that's the part of the city I live in. They're rolling all the time. But yeah, it shouldn't be too long before this thing lays its egg. Alright. the nanny is important if you don't have potions and stuff, because she can actually help you feed your babies and whatnot. Alright, so I've got this turned up, so it should incubate eggs pretty quick. I'm going to wait until she hatches another one. Alright, so you see she just... Oh, nope, I got juked. That is just a regular egg. She's still doing the dirty. Alright, let's not look at him. Let's be respectful. He didn't see that. I just ate her egg. I'm going to try not to have things too washed out on here. I can't, yeah, it is kind of washed out. Let me go. Let's go, just give it 3, see if that looks better. Yeah, it might be a little better at 2.5. Alright. She's almost ready. She's gonna pop out her egg any moment now. And there it is. Let's see if I can beat it over here. Alright, so I'm just gonna deactivate that and activate it to pick the egg up quicker. Alright, so the settings I have gives them about 25-30 minutes between each breed. I'm going to go ahead and disable their mating for now. Alright. And then now I'm going to move these out of the way temporarily. So I'm going to put it over here. And I'm going to come back and grab the mill as well. So I'm going to move these things out of the way here. Alright, so like I said, we are to assume that these are wild tames. So they don't have parents. They are the ones that were wild. You knocked them out and tamed them. As you can see here in their ancestry, it's just wild ancestors. And I'm not going to level any of them up for now. Alright, so these should be ready. Okay, almost. But I try to make it compact as much as I can while still being able to show what needs to be done. Now, for single player, I think the cap is 2 mutators. So that's what I'll be using. But on certain servers, like the one I play on, we can actually do up to 10, which gives us 20 points per stat, or per mutation. So the values may be different, but the ideal behind it is the same. Alright, so I'm going to check on these again. Alright. So I'm just going to pluck these eggs out of there. Do not eat the eggs, demon. Do not eat the eggs. Alright. Let's these bad boys. So we're just going to plop them there. You saw how they got picked up? This thing picked them up. So that's what that does. No more fiddle farting with trying to disable wandering and all that good stuff. Alright, so you can see it popped out 2 boys. I was going to take these. You see how it's the same level at 225? That's because these babies should not have mutations, because there was no mutators. And there is a chance that they can naturally get one, but I doubt these do. Alright, so I'm just going to come right here. Ooh, first I'm going to grab the grow up potions. And while I'm at it, I might as well grab 2 saddles. Alright, so here's the hoping I don't have the settings all jacked up where they just like instantly starve. Alright, so I'm going to quickly put that potion in there. It's a grown up. Alright, and I will compare these stats back to the parents in just a moment. Alright, let's plop that one out. And then put that there. Alright, so I'm going to slap. Well, first I'm going to put passive just for. So nothing goes awry while I'm doing this. Alright, so I'm going to quickly run just one of these Rexes over. As you can see, that one. Let me jump off. This one, 27, 43, 24, 30, and that one. They should have the same stats. As you can see, the values kind of differ a bit, but you know, the important numbers are the same. So I'm going to run one of these over to the parents, and we're going to look at the stats, and we're going to compare the two. And this is the first breed without any mutators, so just a vanilla breed. Okay, you can see that the numbers are the same, the important stats. Like the 790, the 434%, that honestly does not matter. It's the 29, the 37, the 34, the 27, the 43, the 24, and the 30. Those are the ones that matter, and those are the same. So as you can see in here, when you go down to ancestors, you can see that the random mutation is 0, and the random mutation over here also is 0. So these were wild tames that gave birth to this Rex. Alright, so what I typically do is if we're going to make this the male, I'll go up to my options, change name, and I will just do something like 0, 0, male. So I would name it like that, so I know that this is the clean male that I will be using. This one is the main key to the breeding that I will be using. Alright, so I'm going to plop him right here. I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to grab a gender change potion. Give me. Alright, so I'm going to turn this Rex into a female. Now, if you don't have potions, you would theoretically have to breed those two multiple times until you get a male and a female. And wow, they like the legs, don't they? Alright, so she is now a female. I'm going to move her over here. Alright. So you can see that she's on passive. And I got him on passive. That's not important, but it's just helpful in a way. Alright, I'm going to grab just a few of these love potions. Alright, so these are my base pair. I'm going to go ahead and rename this one. So this will be my 0, 0 female. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to breed these two a little bit to get a few more females that I can just put around them. And I might end up getting a couple more males just so I can breed in bulk per se. But I'm not much of a recorder or streamer, so this is all new to me. So I'm bound to mess up somewhere, but I'm going to attempt to pause this real quick, and I will come back once I have a few more Rexes around that will be made from these two. I don't think it had paused. Nope. Yeah, okay, I'm an idiot because I don't know how to do this yet. Oh well. I could have sworn I had that hotkey to... Yeah. Oh well. I guess we all doing this together then. Alright, well, here we go. I'm too stupid to figure this out, so let's just do this then. Alright, so I'm going to go to behavior and enable mating. I'm going to go down here and I'm going to go to behavior, enable mating. And I'm just going to let them do their thing for a little bit. Non-fertilized egg. Just eat that. So I guess you're just going to hang with me for a bit. And if you're curious as to what I'm talking about when pausing, as I'm using OBS and I'm not used to the whole recording thing, I put a hotkey up to pause, but I don't think it did because it still shows that it was recording. So I guess we'll figure it out and see what it does. Alright, so once it's bred, we'll go through and do all that. This is just a little setup I have, a little breeding area, wild dinos that were the tamed, and then that was the cloning chamber was just to help me speed this up just a bit. Alright, so I'm gonna park this thing over here. Yeah, it's almost there. Yep. Hey, look at that. Dropped an egg. Alright. So I'm going to plop a potion in there and make it breed a few more times. I think I'll just keep it a little more simple instead of going big scale. I'll just have the one male with a couple females. So now we just have to wait for her to lay another egg. Alrighty. Maybe one day I'll figure this recording thing out. It's all new to me, really. Like, I've recorded some things before, but it looks like probably a third grader did it. I don't know much about it. Right. Alright. It should be about half done. At least I hope so. Yeah, about there. Alright, but anyway, so like I said, on the single player for now, because that's what my settings are, I'm pretty sure it's 2 mutations, or 2 mutators for a cap. But on the server I play on, we can use 10, so like I said earlier, the values may differ, but the idea behind it is the same. And I'm using the tech gen to power everything that needs power. Come on, ma'am, you can do it. Thank you. Alright, so it's going to deactivate and activate to pick up the egg quicker. You don't have to do that, by the way. It'll just naturally pick up the egg. But, I'm complicated like that. Alright, I can leave her as is, but for now I'm just going to take him and I'm going to disable mating. So that way they don't do the dirty while I'm not around. Giggity. Anyway. Alright, so now that I'm waiting on those 2 eggs to hatch, I'm just going to go ahead and grab 2 more saddles. Because I know I will need them, and I will need 2 grow-up potions. And not that I'll need the gender swap, but you never know. I may hatch out 2 males, and if I do, then, be prepared. But no, these shouldn't take too long. As for breeding for color, like let's say you got your stats done, you could just keep breeding with a mutator and eventually you'll get different colors. And then you can breed them into whatever stat you want. But that's a whole different thing. Like I said, for this video I'm going to focus on the melee, which is 37. And I don't quite remember what the values are. But we'll figure it out once we start the process. But those 2 over there, the wild ones that we tamed, those are pretty much base defense now. Because now that we have the male and the female that are 0/0s, these over here are not needed anymore. So you can scrap them, throw them away, send them off to somebody, whatever you want to do. These are the important ones now. And these are the children of those. Alright, let's go check on our Rexes over here. Alright, that's pretty much done. So I could take these eggs out. And we can plop them over here, like so. Alright. So we got 1 female, 1 male. Alright. So for this instance, I think I can get away with having 3 females and 1 male. Alright, so I'm going to plop this one out first. Put her right there. And I'm going to use the grow up potion. Make her grown. Now you can see her stats. And you can see their stats. Stats are the same. Alright. Look at her ancestors. And you can see that she is born from those parents. Like these are her parents, and then those are the wild parents. So this is her. 0 mutations on matrilineal. 0 mutations on patrilineal. So she is a clean breed, I guess you could say. Alright, so I'm going to slap a saddle on her real quick. And then I'm going to pull her over here. Yeah, I think I'll do 2 males and 2 females. That should work. Alright, so I'm going to hatch him, or toss him out. Put the grow up potion on him. And again, his stats, same as the parents. Alright. So I'm going to put the saddle on him. So the males, I'm going to rename him as well. Before I do that, I'm going to show the ancestors. So you can see he is 0, 0. So he is a clean male. So I'm going to go ahead and rename him because he is one of the important ones. So I'm going to go 0, 0 male. Alright. So now we can do our first mutation. And I say originally that I was going to do melee, but truth be told, I'm probably going to do whichever one pops up first. Alright, so those two are ready to breed. They're ready to go, and these two are not. So, okay, I can fix her up in a minute, but they're not set to mate just yet. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a love potion to reset that one female. Oh, I already had some on me. Alright, reset her. Hopefully she ain't breeding. Alright, so behavior, disable mating. Because I don't want her ready to mate yet. So these two are the males. These two are the females. So far, every single one of those are clean. No mutations either side. So what I want to do is I just want to create a mutation pulse. And we should see, yeah, okay, so the cap is 2 of them. So now that they're mutated, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to go behavior, enable mating. I'm going to go behavior, enable mating. So now they're mutated, all of them, the males and the females. That will cause the egg that these females lay to be a mutated egg. Oh, I guess I could, enable these to mate. Alright. Now there you go. Now you can see that they're mating. Alright. So they have 2 mutators on them. That will not change this. Okay, so you can see on this particular Rex, the ancestors, this will not change for this Rex because he is already born. Alright, so you don't have to worry about the mutators changing these guys. These will always be 0, 0 because they're already born. Same with these. These 2 will never change because they're already born. The goal is to make the children of these have a mutation. So the eggs that pop out of her and the egg that pops out of her should theoretically have a mutation. And I think it will be matrilineal because the female, again, that's a bit confusing on my end too. But once you see it done, you should pretty well understand of how it works. And I'm going to try not to make this video too long, but I'm trying not to skip anything. That way we can see how it works and get kind of an idea. So let's wait on these 2 to lay their eggs. Once they're done mating, I will turn the males off again. Any moment now they should lay their eggs. Yeah, there we go. Boom. Perfect. Alright, so I'm going to deactivate that and activate it to pick those eggs up. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to disable the males. I'm going to stop them from mating. The females, they're fine. I'll leave them set, ready to mate. They have a little timer on them, so they're good temporarily. Even if the timer goes to ready, they won't mate because I just disabled these 2. Alright, so the children that these 4 Rexes had, once they're done, I will show you the mutation that they get. So now we just gotta awkwardly stare off into space and whatnot. Or, just look around. Something like that. Let me try not to blind people with the outline. The outline helps a bit, so you can see which one I'm looking at or pointing at or whatever. I got a feeling it's like that rule. You stare at water, it's not going to boil. I think it's kind of the same thing with these. So we can just kind of walk around for a minute, let those 2 get ready. Look, there's a pig over there. Level 12. Oh, I jumped it. Nice. Alright, so I think these should be ready now. Yeah. Alright, so now these are the babies of them. Alright, so I'm going to plop these little babies out. Alright. So, I did see a melee mutation. I did see one. Alright. So you can see their level is different now. So these are 225, whereas the babies got extra levels. Alright. I'm just going to equip them. Normally I look at just a soul ball, but I'll do it this way just for learning's sake. Alright, let me get a potion. Grab some grow up potions before it starves. The grow up potion just makes it where it eats from the trough. Alright, so you can see that it got, I believe, 4 extra levels. I'll probably sound dumb right now if I messed anything up. But you can see it's now level 229. And it has 41 melee. Whereas these have 37 melee. Alright, so we'll go through here. And we will look at the ancestors. 1 mutation. Just 1. Alright. That's 1 mutation. And it put it up to 41 melee. Now, on an unofficial server that you would be on, the settings may be different. For example, for mine, we can use 10 mutators. So that would up that by 20 points. So I believe that would put that to 57 on the server we play on. But for vanilla's sake, it's just a few points. So that's from 37 to 41. Alright, and as you can see, all the other numbers are the same. So 27, 43, 24, 30, 29, and 34. Those are the same. That's the reason I did that, so we can easily see the difference in them. So let me spit out this female one and see what it did. Okay, so it got a different mutation, it looks like. So just for knowledge's sake, let's look. So 27, 43, 28. So food. It went from 24 to 28. Whereas the other stats are the same. So this female got a food stat, which is not what I want. So I could take this female and I could put her back in here. Because as I said, sorry for the blinking menu. So for her, she's not the stat that I need, so I can just go ahead and, destroy her. I don't need her. Alright. So what I need to do now is I need to grab a gender change potion, which apparently I had some on me. I'm blind. I want to turn this into a female, because a male is useless to me at this point. Alright. Ought to grab the saddle. I guess not. Alright. So now that I grab this, I'm going to put the saddle on her. Alright, you see these females that are 0-0? These I don't need any longer. I would keep them if you needed to start over, but for the breeding process, those two are done. So for now, I'm just going to plop these in here. Okay, so those were the 37 melees, and I got one mutation, and it's this lady right here, and she has 41 melee. So I'm going to bring her over here. Okay, bringing her over here. I'm keeping the males the same. Those guys right there will never change. They will never change. So those two will be there permanently. Those are my clean males. That's what I breed back to. Alright. So again, I'm going to look in here and I'm going to show the ancestor tree. So she has one matrilineal mutation. Now, depending on how you breed, you can change males or females, and that will just alternate how these are. That's fine. But the way I'm doing it, I changed the females out, because the males are always 100% ready to mate, and you know, just for me, it's how I've learned. All right, so you can see she has one mutation, and that mutation that you can see through the spyglass is 41 melee. So what I want to do now is I do not want to mutate again right now. I want to come over here, and I want to take the males, behavior, and I want to enable mating, clean, no mutators. So leave the mutators off for now. Alright, behavior, and enable mating. So what I want to do now is get another one of her that has 41 melee, and all the other stats the same. So basically I would want to clone her. I could theoretically throw her on the cloning chamber, but that would take 20-30 minutes, and I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to let them breed, and I'm going to attempt to get her melee from that mutation. So from that one mutation, I'm going to try to get that melee. There's a chance that she will lay an egg that has 37 melee. If that's the case, I don't want the egg. It's no good to me. It has to be her 41 melee egg. I apologize if I am confusing. I'm not very good at explaining things, but I'm going to try my best. Alright, so these eggs that I just picked up, those are just regular Rex eggs. Eat those up. Alright, I'm going to grab a couple more grow up potions. Maybe a gender swap, which I've already got. And I'll grab a saddle. Alright. Typically, I would breed, 3 to 4 females just to have the numbers. So if I was to, do a mutation and, if I just had 2 eggs, none of them got the right mutation, that would take forever. So typically, I would have 3 or 4 females to breed back to these 2 males. That way, the 4 females lay an egg, I got better chances of getting the stat that I want. So that's the main reason for doing multiple females. Alright, so there goes her egg. Plop that thing in there. And then I'm going to go back to this male. I'm going to disable his mating. And I'm going to go ahead and reset her. That way she'll be ready to breed again once the next one pops out. Because there may be a chance that I have to do this again. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to go ahead and do another egg. Alright. Yeah, there we go. So I'm going to let them lay one more egg, just to have better chances of getting a 41 egg. A 41 melee egg, let me say. Alright, so while they're doing that, let's just run around again. And for anybody who don't know, this is around Green Obelisk on Ragnarok. It's a pretty good build area. Lots of flat ground. There's a beehive up there. There's that little red thing. I don't want to run around too far. Once I get better at recording and stuff, these would be a lot better, I'm sure. But I'm a noob. I'm mainly just doing this video to try and help a friend out because she's trying to learn how to breed. So that's the main purpose of this. If I can help other people understand it a little bit better, then, that would be awesome. It took me a while to learn how to get this down as well. The first time I tried this breeding stuff, I had to restart 5 or 6 times because I had everything messed up. But now that I've got the hang of it, and once I've been through it, it's actually fairly easy. Now I'm just waiting on her to lay one more egg. There we go. You activate and activate so it picks up the egg. So now I'm going to disable him one more time. I disable the males just so they don't accidentally breed. Like, let's say I was to crash or the server went down for some reason. That's why I always disable those. That way you don't get accidental breeding while offline or anything. Go ahead and turn the spyglass off for a little bit. I like the spyglass too, because if something was to run up on you and you didn't see it, the outlines do help a little bit. Or if you get a baby dino and you don't know where it's at, you can just, it'll pop up in green. So you can see the bird back there, sorta. It may not go that far. Yep, it popped up, but I turned it off. Anyway, alright, so now we're just waiting on the eggs. Shouldn't be too long. Like I said, I've got my settings up to where hopefully I'm not boring people to death. Let's just go run. Do a lap around the mutator. Let's do another one. Run. Alright. Let's go check the egg, see what the progress is. Look at there. A lap around the mutator worked. The mutator had nothing to do with it. It's just the rates. Alright, anyway. So let's take these eggs. And these eggs are the baby of that one and that one. Well, those. Alright. So let's go ahead and plop these little suckers down. Alright. So they should come out level 229. That's the key to look for. You want her level. That way you know it's got the mutation. So I'm going to go in here. 231, so that got an extra mutation naturally. So we definitely don't want her. She does have the 41 melee, but something along her lines is different because she's at 231. So she got a natural mutation, or he, got a natural mutation that we don't want. This one is 229. It did, however, get 41. So you can look up above. It says matrilineal 1 out of 20. That's also how you can tell it's got one mutation, and it's in the 41 melee. Whereas this one has 2 mutations. So even without a mutator, it got a mutation. That we do not want. So we can see it's level 229. So we're going to take him, and we're going to come over here, and we're just going to plop him out, just like, normal. Just whoop, there he is. All right, let's grow him up. I'm going to grow him up. I'm going to go ahead and whistle passive, just for video's sake, so stuff don't go flying everywhere. I'm going to gender change him because, again, I want females. Alright, and then we could go ahead and pop his saddle on him. Alright. So now that it's a she, we could bring her over here. So this is the daughter of those. And as weird as it sounds, this is the daughter of those. So it would theoretically be your base pair, which is 0-0. They had the baby, which was this one that got the mutation of 41. And then without mutators, we bred her back to them and got this one, which is the exact same as her. So you can see the numbers are the same. The stats, I mean. Alright, so we can check her. Let's go make sure that these are off. Okay, enable wandering. Enable wandering. Alright. So we can go ahead and reset her one more time. And then we could come over here and we can see that she's ready. Alright, so now that we have 2 females with 41 melee, being those 2, and just for video's sake, I'll show it again. I'll come down here to Ancestors, and I will show that she has 1 matrilineal. So that 1 mutation is the melee. So now we're ready to mutate again. Now, granted, on my server, I would have 2 or 3 males that are 0-0. And then I would breed her a few more times without mutators to get 3 or 4 of her, just to make things go by quicker. But again, this is just an example video of me trying my best to maybe help somebody out. So we're going to mutate. We're going to use these 2 mutators to mutate them again. Alright, so we're going to do that and that. So we can see, boom and boom. So now they're all mutated with 2 mutators per vanilla standards. Alright, those 2 are already set up for mating. So we're going to come over here to him. We're going to go behavior, and we're going to enable mating. Same thing again, behavior, enable mating. Alright, so they should be ready to go. There you go, they're mating now. Okay, this one wasn't set up. Alright, there we go. But now it should start mating any moment. Should. Alright, I may have pulled it too far away. Alright, well, I think I pulled this one too far away to reach the males. But that's alright. We'll just let this one go for now. Once this one is done mating with that one might reach that one. We'll see. Should be alright. So again, you know, a watch pot never boils, or whatever that saying is. So let's just go look around, just fiddle fart for a bit. Anybody who hasn't used this mod, it's actually pretty handy. Especially for like single player vanilla-ish kind of things. It comes in handy. Same with the Soul Trap mod. Both of them are very good mods. Very good. They come in very handy. Let's smack a rock. Alright. Now let's get rid of that junk. And like I said, I hope that that other female is in mating range. Alright, so that one just laid the egg. So we shall see if this one gets in range. It may not. I may have to pull them closer. You can't move them while they're mutated, so that's why I didn't move it. So we'll come over here. We'll just get that egg ready. Yeah, I think I just pulled that one too far away, so it's not able to reach these. That's kind of a downer. But it's alright. So I'm going to go ahead and disable these. So normally, if I'd pulled them closer, they both would have mated and laid an egg. Alright. So now we wait on the other egg. Not this one. This is just regular non-fertilized Lund. I got a feeling they're not going to like me by the end of the video because I've ate so many of their just eggs and whatnot. Alright, so as I said, we could leave these, ready to mate. That doesn't really matter, so long as we turn off the males. So we make them where they do not breed now. Alright, let's go check the egg. Yeah, it's almost there. A couple more seconds and then we could check it. So the goal for this egg, what we want. Alright, so this is 41 melee. I believe the 2 mutators is 2 points each, so that would be 4 points. So we want it to go from 41 to, I believe, 45. So the baby, we would want to have 45 melee, and then it would have 2 mutations. So that would be the second mutation in the line. Alright, so I'm going to egg out because it's ready. If I'm lucky, I'll get a melee one, but chances are I will not. Nope. So that was just a bad egg all around. That took after the father. So it was 229. So that's not anything good. So we can just get rid of those. See, it was the same as that. And it was not the stat we needed. Alright, I'm going to reorganize these just a little bit so I can try to get better results. Alright, so I'm going to pull this female right here. I'm going to try to organize them so that they both end up laying an egg. That way I get better chances. So I'm basically going to do female, male, male, female. I'm just doing the 2 males in the middle so they're easy to get to. Alright. and then I can take this female right here and put her beside that other male. Now they should all mate. Alright. So that last egg was a bust. It was no good. So she's ready to mate, and she can be fixed to where she's ready to mate. Alright, so I did not get the mutation I wanted. So I scrapped the egg, threw it away, got rid of it. It's not in there anymore. So now we're going to try again. I'm going to create the mutation pulse. And I'm going to mutate these Rexes. 1, 2. So they're all mutated. The female should be set to mate. It's ready. And that one's ready. So now we can set the males. Behavior, enable mating. And come over here to behavior, enable mating. So now I should get two eggs. Now that the two females are able to mate. Last time I pulled it too far away, so that wasn't very good. And I apologize for this video dragging out pretty long. I'm just trying to cover every detail that I can to make it more understandable. And hopefully I don't confuse anyone, because I'm trying to keep it as simple as I can, but while covering everything. And as I stated previously, I'm not very good at explaining things. Everybody learns differently. Some learn by hearing, some learn by seeing, others learn by doing. But my hope is that this video will help understand, just a way to do it and to get good progress. So I'll probably do this next time so you get the general idea. But then I'll end up probably stopping it after that, because we are going on nearly an hour, I do believe. And I don't want it to drag out that long. Alright, so we just gotta wait on these to lay their eggs, and then we shall see. At the end, I'll try to give a quick sum up to see, just kind of like a quick description. Alright, so that one laid the egg and that one laid the egg. Come over here and plop them in there. So now I'm going to disable the males once again. Disable their mating. That way, if anything happens and I was to log out or crash, there won't be any accidental breeding. The females are fine to stay where they're at as long as the males are turned off. Alright, so once again, we'll just kind of goof off until the eggs is ready. You see we got some meat in the trough. You don't need this many ACs to hatch the egg, at least not the S+ ones. But I just did it just to do it. I don't know, I just kind of made some and just went. I want to say you could get away with 2 or 3 in order to hatch an egg. Nice day out today, huh? Let's see, Stego saddle and a Terror Bird saddle blueprint. I like how you can see the supply drops with that spyglass. It comes in handy. Never again will you fly by a drop and be like, compass or crop plot or anything like that. You can actually see them before you get right up to them. Alright, so it's almost ready. And it's ready. Alright, so here's to hoping we get a second melee mutation. I'm just gonna drop those, let them hatch out. Dang, again, it looks like we did not. Let's see, what is this one? I got 41. Okay, so we did get a second mutation, but it's not where we want it. The mutation went somewhere else. 30, 27. Yeah, the mutation went somewhere else. Alright, so those are no good. Because the second mutation that we got, we really want to have in melee. So let's just destroy these. Alright, let's go ahead and grab some love potions. I've already got some, but I grabbed a couple more just in case. So again, the males are turned off. We're gonna just go ahead and use a potion on the females to make them ready to mate again. Alright, so they are ready to mate. So we're going to try it again. So we're going to create the mutation pulse. We're going to let them all get mutated. 1, 2. And then we're going to go through and enable their mating again. Now see, if I was any good at video creating, I would just pause it or cut it and kind of piece together so you don't have to see all the BS in between. But I'm a noob and I'm suffering through it, so y'all gonna suffer through it. But if anything, I hope it helps to have people see how it's done and see the process that goes in between it. And your stats, the cap for them will be 255, so 255. So like for instance, we're working on melee on these, so that 41 over time in the method that we're doing, over time we can get that up to 255 or 254, give or take, just what your number ends on. But that's the cap, is 255. And these right here is my melee line. So we will not breed any other stat into these Rexes. So these will just be melee. These females, I mean. So her melee, once we're done with the product, she will have upwards in the 240, 250 range. So that 41, let's say we cap it out at 255, her line is done. So we would put her in a box. We would put her in a box, not this one, but a 255. We'd put her up, and then we would start all over again and do a different mutation. So let's say you wanted health. It's the exact same method, but instead of melee, we would be doing health. And then we would up that until 255. Now let's say we have all of our stats as 255, so all the important ones, health, melee, weight, stamina, speed, whatever you want. Let's say that those are all 255. Okay? Not on the same dino, by the way. Each stat is a separate Rex. So, let's say you got Rexes over here. Let's say you got 6 of them, and each one is a different stat. Well, you would take those Rexes, and you would breed them together to combine their stats. So, like, just as an example, let's say this Rex had 255 health. And let's say that this Rex had 255 stamina. and they were male and female as they are. Then you would take your health and your stamina Rex, and you would breed those two together to get a baby Rex that would have 255 health and 255 stamina. And it would combine the two mutations of each. So that's how you get that many stats built up on a single Rex without having too many mutations on it. Hopefully I didn't confuse anybody there, but that had to be explained. Alright, so these eggs are almost ready. And this can be a process. It can take a while. Which normally that's why I have more females, because I would like to have more eggs to give the opportunity to drop the stat I want versus just doing 2 for video's sake. Alright, so let's try these. And again, our goal will be to up the melee. Did not look like it. So that one got an extra mutation that we don't want, I think. Yeah. So as you can see, our melee is still 41. So that's kind of crappy. Alright. Rinse and repeat. I'm going to try this one more time just to try and get the idea going. So let's turn off the males. Like I said, this would be a lot better if I knew how to edit and do all that. But I'm an idiot. I don't know how to do all that stuff yet. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get her ready to mate again. Luckily, these potions do help a lot. Instead of having to wait, I can just feed them these, and they'll be ready to go again. Alright, so self-explanatory. Males are turned off, females are now ready. They're no longer mutated, so maybe third time's the charm. Let's find out. 1, 2. Alright. Behavior, enable mating. Come over here and enable mating. This is truth in advertising because it does take a while to breed. This is not something that will just be done overnight. Like, unless you play 24 hours straight, like it's gonna take a bit. I want to say the server that I play on, it took me a few months to get, I think, 3 or 4 stats up to 255. Like, it takes a while. But now we just have to let them do their thing. These ones over here can be ignored. These dinos over here are not important. This is just stuff I had early on. Let's go ahead and put a few points into this thing. I'm going to try to speed this up if I can. That's why I'm hoping this next one gives me the mutation that I want, because then you could kind of get the rhythm down. Oh, they haven't even made it yet. Okay, they're about there. They are about there. Alrighty. Smack a rock. It looks like they might have laid their egg. Go ahead and drop all that. It looks like they might have laid them. Let's go look. Yep, they laid their eggs. Alright, so I'm gonna go do my thing over here. I'm gonna drop these. Oh, bugged out for a minute. Alright, so you can see that they're still irradiated, so we just have to let that wear out. I'm hoping that one of these that I just bred will be the next melee. So our progress so far is we've took the 0-0s, which are in the middle here. So we took the 0-0s, those are the babies of those. So those two had babies, and that was the 0-0s. And then the 0-0s had mated with a female and gave birth to the 41 melee, which is one mutation. I just held my hand up like an idiot. Obviously, y'all can't see my hand, but it's one mutation, which I'll show again. Up here on the matrilineal, it's just one that put it up to 41. And then now we got the 0-0s mating with those, so we could try and get the second mutation, which our goal for this particular example video is melee. So we want to get a second in melee. Here's the hoping. Let's not look at it. I looked at it anyway. Alright. Nope, both of these are bad. They're 229s. That's something we do not want. So that's 1, 1. See, they took after the father. So that's definitely a no-go. Alright, so we have to wait on their thing to end. Alright, so that ended. Alright, so let's try this again. It's all about rinse and repeat here. Kinda sucks that it's not working out the way I want it to, but that's just the way it goes. Like it's time consuming. So the females are ready, the males are turned off. Let me try doing this in reverse here. Let's do that one first, and then that one. That doesn't really do anything, it doesn't make no difference. I just thought I'd be goofy. Alright, so the females are ready. So let's go over here and enable these again. So now they should be ready to mate. Ready to have their egg. Eventually we will get the second mutation in melee. Let's just go goof off until they do their thing. Some stegos. My levels are so low because I don't have the difficulty very high on here. Alright. Let's just run around for a bit. We shall see what they do. Here's to hoping that this audio and video stuff, let's hope it turns out good, because I don't know. If it's absolute garbage, there's a chance I just may not upload it at all, so who knows. But We shall see. If this ends up hitting YouTube or something, I guess that means it's not too terrible. Alright, how much we gotta go? Okay, we're about there. Is this even turned on? Yeah, it's turned on. Typically, if you don't have mods and whatnot, or like potions, you would just want to throw some meat or milk or not milk, milk's for wyverns, but you'd want to throw some meat in there so that your babies get fed. Oh look, they dropped the eggs finally. Alright, behavior, disable. Behavior, disable. Alright, so now we just have to wait on these eggs. And for the love of the art gods, let's hope it's got that second mutation we need. You never know. Third time I thought was the charm, but yeah, it was not. And there are a few other breeding guides out there. And, you know, some of them they explain it, some of them they skip a lot of stuff, or they just over talk themselves. And I don't know, if anybody's like me, like a lot of them are just confusing. And I'm trying my best not to make this one confusing. Because I know how confusing breeding can actually be if you're trying to do it for stats and whatnot. Alright, so I'm going to check these. Almost there. Alright, so again, I'm going to go over this. These two in the middle are 0 mutations on either side. They're both male. Because those are those are the male breeders. I got the stats, you know, the mutations that I want as clean as can be on them. And they breed with a female, which gave these. And these have 1 mutation, that's 41 melee from their 37. Alright, so now I'm breeding these females back to the clean males in hopes of getting the second mutation into melee. There I go with my hands again, y'all can't see that stuff. Anyway, but I'm trying to get the second mutation also into melee. So I believe that would put it up to 45 melee. That's the goal anyway. Did I stop these? Yeah, I did. Alright, let's go check the eggs. Alright. Wish me luck, Ark Gods. Alright. I saw one is 37. That 229 we don't need. There's a 233. And again, our crappy luck, we did not get the daggum 45 melee. We having crappy luck this video. Alright, I guess we will rinse and repeat. Let's try it one more time. Like I said, if I knew how to edit and stuff, this would be so much better. Because you wouldn't have to wait through all the bullcrap. But again, I don't know the first thing about editing or doing any of that. I tried to pause the recording early on so I could cut out some of this, but you know, it is what it is. So those are ready again. Alright, so let's mutate them one more time. Alright, so they're mutated, so now we can set them back up to do their due. So now they're going to be breeding again. This is attempt number 5, I believe, to get the second mutation. Now, as I said before, if I had more females of the 41 melee nature, this would go by quicker because then there's more females to lay eggs. So that would have probably helped a lot, but in sake of keeping things simple, I'm just doing these. It's a longer video though, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. And if I had any brains of editing, I would cut parts out and put it together to try and make it not as long of a video, but I don't have that knowledge yet. I have to learn how to do all that. So I guess we'll just sit here and watch the bar this time. Mainly because I need to grab a drink real quick. So I'm going to sit and watch the mating bar. And if y'all hear a dog at any point, that's probably my dog being really loud, and I apologize. He's asleep right now, so it shouldn't be too bad. But typically, if there's a noise downstairs, he gets up and he barks real loud. Alright, so the mating should be about done. The other one should be about the same as this one. So that one laid, and then that one over there just laid. Once I get the next mutation in the melee, I will be ending the video though, because I think we're going on about an hour and a half, and that's way too long just to teach somebody how to breed. Or maybe it's not. Maybe some people like the detailed version. I don't know. It may be for some, may not be for others. Who knows? But it's knowledge either way. So now that they've done their thing, let me go ahead and disable the males. It's a good thing to make that a habit, just in case you log out or crash or something happens, so you're not offline breeding. Alright, so give those a few minutes. And not that anybody's asking or curious, I don't know, we'll see. So these are my settings. This is what I have my arc set as. I'll leave this up just for a moment so y'all can get a good look, mainly while the eggs is doing their thing. But this is what I have set up to get the quality that I have. My computer's not the best in the world, so this is how I make it work. Alright, if you needed longer, obviously, you could pause the video. Let's look at the eggs. Okay. I forget in single player if you pause, it probably pauses those too. Hey, look, there's some more dinos. Trike, Parasaur, Stego. Pteranodon. I like this area. It's actually pretty nice for building and whatnot. I used to build on the beach that's back that direction. It is a decent place to build too, but this one is really nice for flat ground. Lots of open space. Plenty of room to do stuff. Alright, these are ready. Oh, I doubt it's going to be the stat I want just because I know my luck, but let's find out. Alright, 233. Haha! Finally. So you can see on this list, you got class, source ID, maturity, stance, base levels, and then you see down below that mutations, 2 matrilineal mutations, and as you're going down the list, you can see now melee damage is 45. So that is perfect. We got what we want. Finally. I know what you're thinking. Man, this guy needs to shut up and hurry up with this. He is so slow. I agree. I'm terribly slow. Alright. So now we could take this female. Luckily it's female too, because that's what we want. So we can equip her. And then we go out like this. Let's go ahead and make her grow up. Alright. And I'm going to pop a saddle on her. Now, something I realize I've been neglecting to do, something that helps me is with the name. So for her, I would just do 41 melee. Let's hope I'm not dumb and misspell melee. Alright, same with this female. This is just so you can keep track. Alright, so that's 41 melee as well. Alright, so those, while I'm here, I'll just go ahead and show it one last time. So you can see in the ancestry tree, it's 1 mutation, and that 1 mutation is the 41 melee. Alright, so now that these are useless now, the 41 melees, because I now have the second mutation that is higher. So I'm going to take these and just for video sake, I'm just going to pop them in this table. Because now this is the important one. Alright, so I'm going to go to options, change her name. She is now, I'm going to do this, 2 mute, so 2 mutations at 45 melee. Just to help keep track. 2 mutations, 45 melee. Alright, I'll show the ancestors. So you can see 2 mutations. There's none on this side. That's because we breed her back with the clean ones. So that's why the mutations are over here. Alright, so we can see 2 mutations. So now you would bring her over here. So now that she's over here, this is where you restart your process in a way. Alright, so you saw all the heck that we went through before to get the second mutation. Alright, so again, I'm going to go over this as quick as I can. Those 2 are the wild tames. These are ones that are out in the wild. You knock them out, cram meat in them, and you tame them. Okay, those 2 had babies. And those 2 babies are the 00 and the 00. And then they also had a 00 female, which mated with these, which gave birth to the female in there that was 41 melee. So that was 1 mutation. And then that 41 mutation bred back again with these 2 males that are clean. And finally, we got our second mutation into melee, which is this one, and she is at 45 melee. So, for her, it's basically all rinse and repeat. So I'm going to come over here, behavior, enable mating, without the teleporters, because she is a new mutation. So we want to get more of her. So we set her to mate, and then we set our 00 to mate without mutators. That way you get her stat without adding any more mutations. I'm not going to make you stay and watch all of that, because that would just be unusual and cruel punishment and whatnot. I can destroy that male because he's no good. But it's all basically rinse and repeat. So you would breed her a few times with the 0-0. And let's just say you want to get 3 or 4 of her. So 45 melee, 2 mutations. That's what you want to get, is a few of her. Let's say you have 3 of her. So 1, 2, 3. So then, and only then, would you go back to do your mutations once you have more of her. And then that's when you would want to get your 3rd mutation, which I believe would put you up 49. So that's your next goal. It's 49 melee, 3 mutations. And then it's all basically rinse and repeat. So she replaced the 41. And then once you breed out and get a egg that has 49 melee, the 49 melee would replace her. So then the 49 would breed back to the 0-0s. And you just rinse and repeat until you get the stat where you want it. So hopefully that was a decent explanation. I apologize again for the video taking so long, because we're at like an hour and 30 minutes or so. I highly doubt anybody will watch this all the way through. But, you know, if they do, they do. If they don't, they don't. It's up to them. But the video is there, full detail, if anybody, like, absolutely needs it. Turn off my thing. But hopefully that helped. Hopefully people who watch this understand a little bit better of how it goes. So, you know, we just sit there and breed her out until we get, you know, the next one. And again, I'm not going to make y'all watch that. Alright, I guess I'm going to end it here. Hopefully I answered everything that people may wonder. But as far as this video goes, I think that's really about all there is to it. You want your hatchery, your nanny. You know, if you have the mod, this is good to get. If you have the mod, that's good to get. You know, vanilla wise, you got 2 mutators. Other servers may have more, so the values will differ compared to what your mutators are. And it's basically just have a clean set, breed the female, get 1 mutation in a stat you want. Once you do, she replaces her mother. So, you know, your 37 melee female got replaced by a 41 in this instance. And then the 41 female got replaced by the 45 to mate back to that. And then once I get enough of this female and she breeds back, the next mutation, the 3rd one, would put her up to 49 melee. And then the 45s would go away. They would vanish because they're not needed anymore. And then the 49s would be in her place, breeding, and just so on and so forth. Alright, anyway, enough of that. I definitely don't need to keep this going any longer. If anybody watched this far, thank you for watching. I really, really hope that this guide kind of helps people learn how breeding works. And occasionally I might stop back by the video and check comments and whatnot. But I'm not a big YouTuber. I hardly ever do content, honestly. But this was just to help somebody out. So yeah, I'm sure there's other guides out there that may answer more. And obviously better quality. But anyway, hope it helps. And I'll see y'all in whatever video I do later on. Hope y'all have a good one.